Let me just get this. I'm going to just plug in my, don't know why my normal sound isn't working, but that's fine. Let's just plug this in. Okay, cool. That should, let me know, guys, if, perfect. The sound should be working now. I'm so sorry. Hey, Vicky. Hearing nothing, we can just see your lips move. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me now. I know, Pixie, you said that it wasn't working. Let me know on YouTube, guys, if the sound is working. Still no sound. It's literally showing. Oh my god, I'm just... Everything's showing that it's working. Oh. Well, Vicky says it's clear. Pixie, do you have your sound up? So, Vicky, you can hear me? Because, yeah, I can literally see the mic thing moving around, so it's like picking up my sound. Um, Karma, I am trading gold. I'm actually in a gold buy. Okay, perfect. Vicky says it is clear. So cool. Perfect, guys. I think as well I know why my OBS was playing up so much because I had like a million tabs open. So guys, this is definitely a higher risk trade. But yeah, so annoyingly, obviously, I was looking at the wrong chart, but it's fine. All the different charts for me are still saying bullish. The only time like I'll kind of stand down is when potentially, you know, one chart's saying bearish, the other one's saying bullish. Then we got a little bit of manipulation going on, bit of uncertainty. But let me just... Okay, so on the 4 hour, yeah, for me, everything is looking bullish, and I'll explain to you guys why. I mean, we had so much bullish momentum and literally had this one tiny little red candle being printed. So I kind of wanted to consider this as a low. And some people wouldn't see it as a low. Some people would literally see this as your low all the way down here. But for me, I think I'm going to consider this a low. Let me just have a quick look on futures as well. I mean, on futures it's barely a low, but we'll just move past. This is my 4 hour low. This was my high here. So I'm just gonna draw up my high here. In an uptrend, we're gonna be making higher highs and higher lows. So for me, as long as we don't break this low down here, I'm still gonna be looking for my buys. So we kind of created this area of support, which for me became my new low. So what is that? It's a higher low. So for me, we're continuing up. We've got this 4 hour closure. We've got like kind of a bit of a floor here. We don't have a wick, but you know, I'm not going to pay too much attention. This is the way that I entered this trade. So 1 hour, I basically wait for my 1 hour to turn back to being bullish. So all top-down analysis is literally when all the time frames are just adding up. They all just want to be telling you the same story. So like I said, I was waiting for the 1 hour to turn back to being bullish. So we have 1 hour structure here. Let me just show you guys 1 hour structure here. When I came on the charts this morning, we had like this candle break above, this candle. So basically I wanted to play this move here, which we're in right now. Once the 1 hour created its high, which would be an area of resistance, which is literally this area here. Once it had printed that, so we wait on the 1 hour for that to print. Yeah, sorry guys, on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube right now. It's just Doey Trades, so if you want to see the full charts, I'm literally breaking everything down, obviously, on TikTok. Might not make very much sense, but yeah, so waited for the 1 hour to give us our high. And the reason why, we want to be doing this is because I'd rather trade in some type of pullback for that buy rather than the extension. So waited for that 1 hour to close, which is good. And again, everything's still very bullish. Drop down to the 15 minute. 15 minute, you see the high here. You then see the pullback starting to happen. Now everyone's always asking, how do you know when the pullback's done? So if you wanted like stronger confirmation, like when this candle closes in 6 minutes, this 15 minute, if this candle can close above here, I'm like extra confident about the trade that I'm in. Because the higher the time frame, the stronger the confluence, basically. Okay, so like I said, once the high had been created on the 15 minute, that was kind of the high on the 1 hour as well. This is where we can now drop down to the 5 minute to watch the pullback happening. So you will see it break its structure, break, there's your low, broke it by a lot, so you're gonna see bearish momentum. And this is why it's really, really important to understand that the lower time frames, you're going to see the opposite of the trend. The whole point of top-down analysis is that everything has to line up. So we're waiting, and to be honest, I entered maybe a little bit too soon, but it's just a bit subjective because it depends if you want to see this area here as structure. So potentially that being a little 5 minute high, it broke above, but then when you kind of zoom out on a bigger picture, you might not, it's like, for example, here you wouldn't really consider that a high, so it's the body is a little bit bigger, so it's a bit subjective. I did consider it as a high, but the good thing is anyway, this was a clear high for me, because it had real reaction from it. Then we broke above it. So, now the 5 minute is lining up. Everything that we're looking at is lining up. And now this is not to say that this is going to pull off and it's going to be right, but it's ticked all my boxes. The only thing for me that you can argue with, but because for me, I am a high risk trader, I always have been. I'm a lot less high risk than I used to be, of course, but I would consider myself as someone who is a little bit more of a high risk trader. So what we could do to then make this more safe for our buy is wait for this 1 hour candle to close, because then technically we've got a low. We've got a low here, and then it hasn't continued that pullback, because what some people are waiting for is the high to be created and the high low to be created, but sometimes this is going to be your higher low. Sometimes you literally just see the one candle being printed. But yeah, so what I'm initially trading is that move. So my entry, where was it? So it was here when it pushed up. I had a little look on the 1 minute for any imbalances in the market, and I kind of saw this one here. So my entry was top of this box here, bottom of that low. It's just a bit subjective if you want to consider all of this stuff lows, but for me this is like a clear low. And we're edging up slowly, so my 1-to-1 we're not, it's like here. So that's where I will go break even, but my target, really, I want it to be the I want my target to be this 1 hour high, so that's just over my first target anyway. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. So on TikTok, if you guys want to see the full charts, I am on YouTube right now. It's just Doey Trades. Really appreciate if you guys can come over if you're serious about trading, or if you actually have an interest in trading. But I really appreciate you guys following and liking the stream. Are you with No, I'm not with FTMO. I have had an account with them. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I think because, to be fair, I had an account with them and it was an MT4 account, so then I ended up just not really liking MT4. But yeah, I mean, I've got so many accounts. Like, I trade with Think Capital, I trade with Alpha Capital, Alpha Futures, live accounts. I just feel like I just don't really need any more accounts right now, to be honest. I need to really get myself on a copy trader for my own accounts. Odd CAD, sell later. Sell. I mean, yeah, I don't really trade that. I'm gonna have a look at some other pairs in a second. I'm just double checking. Perfect. So YouTube is still live, which is brilliant. This is the first time in a while. It must have been because I literally had 20 million tabs up. It's a goal of mine to stop being so weird like that and having so many tabs up. Because that was obviously what was lagging the whole thing, and now it's working fine. But yeah, so let's have a little look at NQ. That is the other thing that I like to trade. Okay, so we just got a closure here. Just above these highs on the 15-minute. Perfect. So yeah, I'm confident to stay in this trade. Yeah, I'm liking this. Okay, let's have a little look at NQ. NAS. Let's have a little look. I haven't. No, I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while, to be fair. Okay, so NQ. Cool, we've had a bit of a pullback on NQ, but still, so if we got a high up here, we've got our previous low down here. And now it looks like we're kind of creating a little bit of an area here of support, so this could potentially be our higher low. So right now, NQ is still looking bullish, but I probably can guess what the lower time frames are looking like right now. Probably, okay, it's not what I was expecting, to be fair, but if we have a look here, you know, the 1 hour has broke structure, so we are bullish on the 1 hour. Let's have a look at the 15-minute. Okay, so now the 15-minute is pulling back, so there's nothing, no buys right now on NQ until the 15-minute can turn back to being bullish. So that, I hope this is making sense about the top-down analysis, guys. Like, all we need to do is this simple. We're just waiting for all the time frames to line up. Don't get sidetracked with just trading the 15-minute or just trading the 5-minute or just trading the 1 hour, because this will save you so much, even if it's for a smaller move. But if all the time frames are adding up, then I'm more inclined to want to be in the trade, even if it's a little bit more high risk. You look like someone I used to know. Have you got links to Dorking? Oh my god, Kane! I don't know who you are, but Kane. Yes, so I used to live in Dorking. I used to live in Dorking from about 15 to about not this whole time, but I lived like in Leatherhead, Westcott, Guildford, Woking, like that whole area, but I went to school from 15 to 18 at the Priory in Dorking. But yeah, that's weird. So okay, I'm hoping that makes sense for NQ guys. Does that make sense? My YouTube guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all. If you want me to go over anything, that's so strange. Your name ringed a bell. Oh, you're from the Priory as well. What year? What? How old are you? Um, yeah. I mean, Doey is like a very, like I was gonna say a very common name then, but I mean the opposite to common. I don't know anyone else called Doey. Okay, so let's have a little look at copper and see what copper is doing. 4 hour look to yeah, when when gold's like this, when things are like this is where you just want to stay out of the market. You take one look at it and it's like, okay, like let's not try to beat it. It's not a big enough range for us to really trade. It's just consolidating. So it's a no from me. Silver though, I wanted to wait. So if we have a little look, this is silver right now. It's like really struggling to push up. We had our 4 hour low here, which it created an equal low. It did. There's your high. Right now, it looks like it's pulling back, so I wouldn't want to do anything because just in case we now, we start to see something a little bit like this. We're going up, we're moving up. Equal low, then a lower high, then a lower low. So probably gonna not trade. This is not a very big range, so I mean there's your 4 hour low. Let's see what the 1 hour's doing. 1 hour's broken structure here. I mean, it's just a smaller range, right? So you could still kind of see this as, okay, we've got a 1 hour high here. Let's have a look. 15-minute, yeah, you've got the 1 hour high here. On the 15-minute though, we haven't kind of gone back to being bullish just yet. We could see it go back after, this could potentially be your high on the 15-minute if it breaks back above here. I think yes, I was Eddie James. I definitely was in his year. Like I've got a face in my head. I'm pretty sure I was in his year. Yeah, I had to really think about it then. I'm about to be 29 in December. Oh, hey Bashi, how are you? You're always just jumping on to say hi and then running off. Hope you're good. Okay, let's have a little look. Oh, perfect. This is what we wanted to see in gold. We are $267 in profit. Woohoo! So yeah, when we get up here, this is where we'll go break even. We'll go break even. And maybe, yeah, close, take some partials at my 1-to-1. Just having a look here. Yeah, so that's just before we get to a load of noise here. Thank you so much for the follows, everyone. Anyone who wants to AF11, I am live on YouTube right now. So I've literally just broke down the buy trade that I'm in on gold. We're not too far from hitting my 1-to-1, so that's where I'll go break even. Yeah, I suppose it could potentially be considered a bit more high risk, this trade, but then if you want to trade this, like, you know, a little bit more cautiously, we still got, you know, we still got a position here. So once the 1 hour closes, you then just trade that continuation. Thank you so much for the follows. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to double tap the stream for me. But yeah, this is interesting. Let's see if we've got any forex, any news today. No news today. Nice and chilled. I mean, yeah, nothing major. Let's see, tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we got unemployment claims. That'll be an interesting one. And then Friday we got core price index. But yeah, today seems like a nice chilled day. Doesn't mean that there won't be volume though. Okay, cool. We're literally 10 pips away from my TP, my first TP, sorry. And I've got 2 trades on, so I'll just close out on one. And then yeah, we'll go break even and we'll see where this takes us. But yeah, guys on YouTube, does that all make sense to you? What account size you trading? Is it always a better account? What account size you trading? Is it always a better account? What do you mean, Pixie, by is it always a better account? So I'm trading 50k accounts at the moment. 50k accounts, so yeah, I had two trades on, all at 0.3. Is it always a bigger account? Yeah, like at the moment, sometimes I trade my 100k account, but at the moment I'm trying to pass my 50k accounts. Do you use 15-min candles? Matthew, yes. So this was actually what I did enter before we got this closure here. So again, another way to trade this is once we get our 15-minute high, we will then be able to then trade the pullback like we did here. I just traded the pullback before, but some people would wait for that 15-minute to fully, like, clearly break structure, where for me, I actually considered this here as a bit of structure. So it's just slightly more aggressive. Dan, I used Trade Nation and Vantage. They're both FCA regulated. So I use Vantage because I actually trade for people, so I'm able to use like their copy trader system. And yeah, you have to obviously have an FCA regulated broker. You have to be managed by the FCA to use their copy trader. So yeah, I've got an account with Vantage, and I also trade with Trade Nation because I really like actually trading on my laptop rather than my phone, where Vantage I have to trade on MT5. Aaron, I don't really trade demo accounts, but I guess you could consider when you do your challenges, they're technically demo until it's live. So when I'm passing my challenges, obviously that's like demo account. Okay, we're very, very close to my TP. I'm just gonna make sure. Wait, 7964. I'm just gonna make sure. Feel like. Seven 7964. Okay, so that will be that one. I'm just making sure that it's gonna one of the trades is going to actually come out at my TP. Where are we? 7964. But yeah, so gotta hold it because we're so close. We are so close right now. Look how close that got. Just gonna be patient here, guys. Thank you so much for the follows there on TikTok. If you guys want to see the full charts, I'm live on YouTube now. And we've just broken down the buy that I'm in. I don't think so. For the, like I said, the next position you're going to have to take is now on the pullback of the next 15-minute high. So what we will, if you haven't taken the entry, and also we got 15 minutes left of that 1 hour closure, which then gives you that bottom, that ceiling, that floor, so that you kind of know that it's just not, it's got less of a probability of just like shooting straight past it, if that makes sense. The whole point of a floor and a ceiling is this is where price is respecting. So yeah, you just have less likelihood of that happening. Not to say it won't happen though, like nothing's guaranteed. You just got to just be patient. But yeah, so if I was now, if I was trading this more sensibly, we got that 15-minute break, and we kind of know that really, this candle will close. There's no high yet, so by the time we probably have a high, we'll also have a floor on the 1 hour too, because we've only got 15 minutes left of the 1 hour. It then just makes the trade feel a lot safer. You haven't necessarily got like the lowest point, but you've got a trade that has all those confirmations. I'm not micromanaging this. I'm just letting it go. Steroids. So basically, I either trade breakout of trend lines on the 4 hour and the daily, and I also, but obviously when you're only trading breakouts on the 4 hour and the daily, it means that you're not going to really get that many opportunities. And unfortunately, as much as I would love to be a swing trader, I'm currently not a swing trader. Whereas I'm still open. The trade is still open right now. I haven't closed it. But yeah, I'm live on YouTube, so guys, if you want to see the charts and obviously what I broke down, then just come over to YouTube. But yeah, so where was I? Okay, so for example, if this candle can actually close red, and this is the thing, when you're in a trade, like, you have to do everything that you can not to micromanage, because if this comes like down, we've got a 15-minute low down here. I can expect a pullback all the way down here and it can still push up. So, it's like you have to not be micromanaging. Tony, if you don't like it, just keep it moving. Stays scheming. I didn't trade yesterday. Literally, when I was on my live session, I was literally breaking it down for my traders. She literally saw me, put my order on and everything. It literally touched my entry point and just shot up. So I didn't actually get in, which is great. And then, yeah, didn't really trade the rest of the day. I try not to trade too much, to be honest. But yeah, I trade gold and I trade NQ. Let's have a little look at NQ because we were waiting for... What were we waiting for? Yeah, so ideally, we actually want this to print red because it gives us our 1 hour high. Thank you, Pixie, for muting those people because they're so fucking annoying. It's always really annoying men. I have nothing against men, by the way. It does sometimes seem like I hate men, but there are just a lot of annoying men on TikTok. But yeah, ideally it would be nice. Sorry guys, my voice is gone. No worries, pigs. But yeah, it would be nice for NQ to give us this high here, because then we can then, trade like the kind of like pullback situation. But it looks like you know, it looks like, well, right now, 15 minute is not technically bullish yet. We've just had bullish momentum. All right. We're just so close. Annoying as in what? So I find it annoying when people come on here to be like, "Oh, you're just waffling," or "You talk too much." It's just like, well, it is alive. Like, I'm meant to be talking. If you don't like it, like I see so much less of it in women. There's not very many women that just come onto my live to be like, "Stop talking." It's just like, what is wrong with men? Why can't you just keep scrolling? If you don't like something, why do you feel the need to comment? It's like they're so bored and so sad with their own little weird sad lives that they have to just jump on and be like, shut up. It's like, just keep fucking scrolling. I'll never ever come on to some guy's live just to be like, you talk a lot. If you don't like it, just keep scrolling. Pixie, could you go in again once it's... Yes. So, basically, on the 15 now, because we got that breakout of this structure, so, some people wouldn't consider this as a high. Some people would just see this whole area as your low down here. So once our high has been created on the 15-minute, once we get a new area of resistance, when it starts to pull back, that's when we now drop down to the 5-minute, watch it either consolidate or go downwards on the 5-minute. So if you start seeing it break structure, break its lows, this is where people get really confused because they're like, it broke that low, it broke that low, it broke that low. And this is exactly what I was, so what you noticed, Pixie, when you were saying it literally goes low, goes low, goes low, and then shoots up, that's the pullback happening. That's literally what's meant to happen. So on the 5-minute, you'll literally see all its lows being broken, hopefully, if you're getting a pullback. And then once it breaks structure on the 5-minute, then you'll see that move up because it's telling you the pullback's done and now we're ready to move up. I'm going to sell it soon. Yeah, I mean, I will only, like I said, like for me, I trade off the 4 hour bias, and for me, it doesn't look like a sell unless we kind of get some type of breaker structure. Because I guess, like, again, I find this a lot in a lot of traders. They all want to get the best entry, whereas, like, for me, that doesn't really work for me. I like getting entries on confirmation. So once I get the confirmation, so I may not get like the perfect point. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'd rather get it. I'd rather take my sell when the structure shows me that we're trying to take a sell. But yeah, so if the 15-minute now closes with a high like this, like I said, we drop down to the 5-minute. We see hopefully that it will either consolidate or it will come down. But when it then actually has structure of being bullish, that's your indication that that pullback is over. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. And Sandra, yes, I'm on gold. I'm in a buy on gold. So I trade gold, bit understanding it more, bit by bit. Oh, amazing. I was like, bit my bit, but I'm assuming it's bit by bit. So I trade, oh, no, that's not what I want. I trade gold. I do sometimes trade silver. I like trading copper and NQ. What was my entry on gold? I've got an entry at 3773.83. So, I may see it come back down to entry, which is fine. I'm not micromanaging this. I'm looking at this on the bigger picture. We're going to get that closure on the 1 hour. So if that can then break this high, that would be brilliant. And yeah, some people are waiting for that 1 hour closure. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. You're gonna drop any trades. Leo, you're a bit late to the party. I'm already in the trade. Should we expect a pullback? Yeah, so on the 15 minute, so guys on TikTok, if you want to see the charts, my charts are up on YouTube. So let me show you guys. This is what can happen, and we still be, still okay to be looking for a buy. So we got our 15 minute low here, and we've had quite a big extension. We haven't got any imbalances, so I'm hoping that price doesn't need to come back down. But because the low is down here, some people like, if we're having a look at the fib retracement, if that printed as your high there, some people would only be trading once price pulls back into this zone here to do this. But yeah, I'm obviously already in this trade. I've got my stop loss on the other side of the lows, so it is, I'm just gonna let it ride now. We were so close to my TP, my first TP anyway, because I've got two trades on, and when we get to 1-to-1, we'll go break even on one of the trades and we'll close off the other one. But yeah, so I'm not gonna be mad if we actually come back down to entry, but I'm hoping, like, there's no areas that I can kind of clearly see that price needs to be filled, because it's already filled them. There's no imbalances on any of the time frames. Morning, Kevin. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. But yeah, like I said, we've got 6 minutes now until this candle closes, and it will, it's not going to be a bad thing if this prints red. It just gives another opportunity for people to then enter. It literally, just using the 5 minute, you're just going to use that as reference for the pullback. Lower lows looking for. Lower lows looking for. Matthew, I'm not too sure what you mean. Darren, oh God. To be honest, I have no idea how you're saying that, because I've literally just rocked on this morning. I haven't even got ready or anything. I was like, no, you can't be bothered. But I want to come on live for you guys, see if I can get everything working again. But yeah, so, we just got to wait now. I'm going to move this quickly to the other side. But yeah, I'm hoping that we just get a bit of resistance here. And then, like I said, guys who then want to enter, just use that 5 minute as your kind of guide. Oh, hey Morgan, how are you? Wait, I'm not too sure if it's been a while. I'm losing. I feel like it has been a while. Unless you were here on Monday. I don't know. I'm losing track of time, to be honest. But yes, so we just gotta wait, guys. And once you're in your trade, remember to understand what type of trade you're taking, if it's a scalp, if it's a day trade, because you got to just be super intentional when it comes to trading, because this massively helps you manage your emotions as well. Because when you're intentional about something, if you're intentional about a loss, if you're intentional about coming out, if you're intentional about the type of trade, why you held, why you didn't hold, it doesn't hurt as much if it doesn't go your way. I hope you're doing well though. Hope you're all good. I've managed to kind of sort out my YouTube now, so whenever I am on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube. Hey James. Yeah, so we're live on YouTube, but I'm actually gonna have to go very, very soon. I've got a call. Wow, the YouTube channel lags behind. Oh yeah, I know. I feel like that's just quite a standard thing though. Don't know why it's so kind of like slow on YouTube compared to TikTok. I think obviously with YouTube, I'm like having to stream through, you know, like a third party, and then it's got to go through the third party. Whereas like on TikTok, it's literally just, you know, I'm going just through one thing. But yeah, I'm liking the look of this trade. You know, it's a bit frustrating that we didn't get to that T. Like, literally, we're so close. Like, look at that, how close we were to be able to go 1-to-1. And then I'll just feel so much more relaxed once once that's done. Then I can just go break even and just leave it as that. But yeah, you know what? Like, I may even add to my position. So obviously you guys know that I entered down here. One trade will close, one trade will be open. So I may just add to the position once we actually get the high on the 15-minute, and just, you know, as long as I stay in profit. I never want to add to positions when I'm not in profit. Hey Greasy. Right, TikTok's gonna kick me off in 1 minute because I've got this app on my phone where from like 9 till 5 it's like work time. So I'm not, it like kicks me off like social apps. So then it makes it harder for me to just doom scroll. And so I'm gonna love and leave you here on TikTok because it will just kick me off. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Doey Trades because then you'll be notified when I go live. You'll be able to actually see the full charts as well. But yeah, gonna love and leave you guys. Have the most amazing day. Okay, so just wrapping things up here. Let's wait for our closure. Okay, that's a bit annoying. We got pure doji there, so I'm gonna have a quick look on. Gonna have a quick look. Where is that? 15-minute. Yeah, that's real doji candle. So that's fine because we may actually now see our high being created. So yeah, let's have a look at that 1 hour closure. Okay, so now we got that 1 hour low here, the 1 hour high that is broke above. Now you can potentially get your position once that 15-minute pullback has been completed. Because obviously, you know, you could, some people, again, if you're a more aggressive trader, the second that we have, flipped to being bullish on the 15-minute, some people's entry would have been here. You may see it pull back to the area that it broke out of, which is here. So it may come down to retest this area. So this could be an entry. Like I said, I can't see any imbalances there on the 15-minute. Nothing there on the 5-minute. Let me just have a look at the 1 minute. Yeah, nothing there on the 1 minute that I feel like hasn't I mean, there's a bit of a gap here, so this hasn't been filled. So again, this could be another entry point for that pullback. Bit of a gap there that hasn't been filled. But yeah, so on the 5-minute, yep, you can see like this pullback happening, which is what's meant to be happening right now. If this is now the 15-minute pullback, and then you just wait for the 5-minute to basically turn back into being bullish, and then that you use that as your kind of confirmation. Or if this, like I said, if this 15-minute does print like this, there's your high, there's your low. If you ever like using fib retracements, like there's some people won't trade unless it retraces into this little zone here. But yeah, looks like, you know, we've got a little bit of rejection going on around this area. But yeah, hopefully everything has made sense to you guys on YouTube. I'm just double checking now. Yes, we are on gold, by the way. Do we wait for the higher high on the 5 mins or as soon as it turns bullish? So that's what it is. When I say it turns bullish, I'm not saying one green candle. When it turns bullish, it means I'm saying we need bullish structure. So we need to create a higher high. Not just one green candle. So you see, like right now, on the 15 minute, it's turned bullish. So let me just show you. It's turned bullish back up here. It didn't turn bullish just, well, I consider this as a breaker structure, but say like it wasn't there, and some people wouldn't consider this as structure. You know, they're waiting for it to turn back to being bullish, which is clear bullish structure. So on the 5 minute, what you're waiting for is some type of 5 minute high to be broken. Hopefully that answers that question, Pixie. But you got this. I feel like, you know, you've been doing so well. Just sometimes I feel like you deter into your own kind of strategy and then it confuses you with this strategy. I think as long as you're like really, you know, writing down that way, this way, like I feel like, you know, you've got this. It's just when that confusion starts to happen when we start mixing everything together. Whereas this is just super clear. We're just literally waiting for all time frames to add up. All time frames to add up, understanding market structure in terms of are we in the extension, are we in the pullback on the higher time frames, and even on the lower time frames. Like I said, on the 15 minute, you know, you're waiting for that high to finish being created so that we can trade once that pullback is done. Wick high or candle close high. So I need the body to close above. It can't be a wick. Wick for me is kind of like manipulation. We need the body to close above a high on the 5 minute, and then that's when I'd be comfortable to kind of re-enter for another buy position. But yeah, be interesting to see. You know, like I said, I'm happy with the trade that I'm in right now. Like nothing's changing on the higher time frame. You know, when you look at the higher time frame, you're like bullish, 1 hour, bullish, 15 minute, bullish, 5 minute. We're now just wait, like obviously this part, which is what I was trading over here. You got to remember when it comes to the 5 minute, you're only looking at the current moment. So like this section here, you don't care about all of this stuff. But obviously I entered when price was at this stuff, so it was going down. So you literally see this, like this is a good example. This is what happened. Started going down, and then we broke that structure back to the upside and started coming back up again. So, you know, you may see it coming down and then you'll see it going up. So hopefully, I think, you know, Pixie, you're good at like seeing that, but then I think sometimes you pay too much attention to the 5 minute because you're like, it's breaking all its lows. But the 5 minute will, if it's in a 15 minute pullback, it is going to break its lows. If we're in a 1 hour pullback, the 15 minutes are going to start breaking all its lows. So like I said, as long as the higher time frames are all lining up, right now, every single time frame for me is lining up except from the 5 minute, which is why I wouldn't be re-entering until the 5 minute turns back to being bullish. Now, you know, it's not to say that this is going to be completely right and I'm right and it's not just going to continue back down, but this is just my system. This is my system, what keeps me safe the majority of the time, not every time, but for me, it's not about the outcome. It's just about the fact that I followed my system. I'm happy with the trade, and that's that. I'm not trying to mix anything. If I'm trading like another way, I just make sure, like I always say this to people. Technically, all strategies work. All strategies work, but not all at the same time. So you got to start to understand what works well with each other, and this works well with this system in particular. I've tried all the other things. I've tried, like, you know, paying more attention to the 5 minute, more attention to the 15 minute, more like trading off the 1 hour, not caring about the 4 hour. And it's just caught me out a lot of the times. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens now. But yeah, hopefully, you see that pullback happening, which is fine. The 15-minute, like I said, I've got my stop loss on the other side of the 15-minute low, so may see it. Like I said, some people are literally waiting for like this zone down here, and that's because a lot of the time price does retrace all the way back down, so I can expect this to go back into drawdown. And this is again where that tolerance as a trader has to be built up, because it's like it nearly hit TP, it's coming back down to entry, might see it go into drawdown, but you just have to not micromanage. I followed my system. That's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. Micromanaging it won't do anything for me. I'm following my system. That's it. When it turns back to bullish, if it's an impulse candle, do we wait for a slight pullback? So once it turns back bullish on the 5-minute, a lot of the time I will enter. But if I see any imbalances, maybe on the 1-minute or the 5-minute, I will then just have my entry there. Or say it's where it's broken structure, that high where it broke structure, sometimes it comes to retest that high, so maybe the slight pullback. But it's completely up to you what type, what way you trade. I think sometimes you've got to kind of see it for yourself to see whether you like being more like that impulsive. If you are literally just going to trade the breakout, remember to have your stop loss on the other side of the 15-minute low, which might just mean you've got a higher stop loss. So you just got to make sure your lot size is correct. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna love and leave you because I've got a call very, very soon. I hope today has been helpful. Please trade safely. Make sure you've all got systems in place and you're following your rules, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, because we can't actually control the outcome. So if we can master the system and follow our rules, this is what most traders cannot do. They cannot say, for not very many traders, for 3 months straight can say, all I've done is follow my system. And if it's not there, if I miss the trade, but not very many people can say that they can do that. So I feel like it should be a little goal for everyone. Nothing to do with money, but actually get a system in place that they like to trade and stick to it for 3 months and just see where that takes you. But yeah. And then you can really come back and, see what works and what doesn't work. But I hope you all have the most amazing day, guys. Like I said, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because then you'll be notified when I do go live, and you'll always be able to see kind of like my breakdown. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and I hope you all have an amazing day. See you guys later. Bye.